So I have transcription, frequency mapping chords, and frequency mapping. Let me open that JSON. All right, so there's frequency mapping. This is a single string. Hold on. There's going to be a whole lot of going around, bouncing all over the place with this string because a whole lot of information. That's how programming goes. Let's look at this, for example. This one is called frequency mapping, or freq_mapping. In other words, like mapping the frequencies to the strings and frets, right? In order to have note detection with a real guitar, I got my real guitar right here. This is one vintage V100 lemon drop. This is a competitor to the Kirk Hammett Greenie Les Paul. This is Wilkinson pickups. Very nice, fancy, awesome guitar pickups. Worthy of me getting a specific guitar specifically for them. But I was going with that. I didn't want to stream the process of me working. I just wanted to stream the overall, here's what I have to share. So I'm kind of going over quite a bit here. So in the Pygame program for the right here for the start listening button, that would reference this JSON, when it listens to I can't demo the actual listen functionality right now. It's too much drivers, but I could share this other JSON. Check this one out. This one is called transcription. And okay, before I get there, let me share also. This one is I'm switching. This JSON is called frequency mapping chords. This one is I updated quite a lot. Just this today. Yeah, I fixed something, so now it correctly goes up to fret 19. So on this one, it's just a frequency map of chord 77. At the moment, I have 77 chords and 19 frequencies, or 19 frets if they don't have 0 fret. If they have 0 fret, then there's different logic, like this one. Chord 53, you're going to notice that it's not going to shift up the 0 string because that is extra logic. 0 string, we just keep the same. But in other words, there's just the last I looked at the count of this JSON frequency mapping chords, I was 18,000 lines. No, actually, wow, look at that. It's 23,000 lines I have right now of just different chords. And how I had 30 chords that I different shapes just on 2 or 3 note. But then I imported a bunch of songs. I added every time I open a guitar profile in SongVisualizer with this new logic, it would output in the terminal saying, "Hey, I can't find these frequencies here. I could demo that." So let me go to the open. I updated this open screen so it does a checksum to the server and client, so that way instead of downloading, uploading, it does a checksum and sees if it needs to update. But this is connected to server. I'm logged in, and then I go to there's a song in particular, several songs. I think it's Teenagers. No, it's. Hold on. I have to look at the terminal. Where's the terminal at? Nope, it's not this one. There's some song. We could go through several of them. You see the terminal there? Let's go to the next song. I forget which song it is. It might be Warriors. Yeah, it might be Warriors. Let's try that. Hit start. Nope, not that one. What song is it? Let's go through several of them. But I was going through some of them. I had each song had a chord that I couldn't find. So today I went through each chord and I found their frequency. At least I chose the best one of it. There's a whole lot, like 70 different chords, and then a lot of frets. But I don't think it's Buckethead. I don't think it's that. I guess we're just gonna have to go through them and see which one. I know that there is a song. Is it High and Dry? No. Start. Nope. So right when I hit the start button, if it can't find the chord, then it'll put it in the terminal. So that's how I was able to find a whole bunch of different chords. Go to E standard, and then we go. Might have been E flat. The only irritating thing about this screen is that it checks every time from the server. Like, it needs to have more logic saying only if it needs to check or something. Might be E flat. No, Hawthorne Heights. Is it Pens and Needles? There we go. So it says what strings or chords I don't have defined. So it's saying string 1 fret 0, string 3 fret 8. Not found in the frequency mapping file. And if you look the way I was doing it, it says fret 8, but everything I'm doing, I start fret 1, and I wrote the program to calculate after that. Because usually when you increment the fret, it increments the frequency. But there's some occasion where if it's 0 string, it doesn't quite do that. I noticed like with the open string, B string, and something else, there's one chord in particular that I manually defined for all those frets because when you increment, it doesn't increment the frequency. It's something about the open string throwing that equation off. Something, I don't know. I just figure I'll have to come back if I detect any incorrect note detection. Get it? Detect incorrect note detection. Well, anyways, there is a whole lot going on. So that day, well, hold on. What I meant to say is yesterday, that whole day, I spent writing on this start listening for this transcription, frequency mapping chords. If you look at this transcription JSON, this example is the song called Low Down and Dirty by Foreigner. And I know I might be speaking fast, you gotta bear with me here. But this transcription JSON is this listened logic functionality that I wrote in the program. Hold on, so many windows. This screen right here in the SongVisualizer, we go to transcribe and you hit start listening. When you do that, I listen to that WAV, W-A-V audio format file for the song for, I don't know how long. Let's see how long. Go down to the bottom. Okay, what I did is I did a 3-second audio clip of just the intro riff, just try to chunk that, get what is that, frequency of like the first 3 seconds of that song. And this is what this transcription JSON. It's not like totally usable data. That's what made me frustrated and move on and not dedicate 2 days to it, just dedicate 1 day, is the lack of progress. Like it's great. Like when I say lack of progress, like yeah, this is progress, but look at there's some things it's saying desired no time, desired end time. I try to have logic for real-time audio data process or real-time audio, data processing that it's quite difficult to write programmatically, and just the way that the frequency detection is done, because I could have had open file, but I had problem with real time, like I couldn't get 4 minutes of like notes spread out when I did like opening a file. So that's why I decided to do like listen to audio. And in the end, listen to audio could pick up a real guitar. I just decided to use like a actual song from a official audio to see what happens. Because I think Rocksmith has some type of thing like that. But Rocksmith probably has the masters to separate each instrument track. Whereas I was just doing left audio because this song in particular, it has problems detecting, it doesn't know the difference between how many guitars are playing at once. So if there's a guitar on the left and the right, it'll pick up both and not know how to differentiate. And that's one of the problems with this current version. So I focused on having a left side audio that would have ideally just one guitar frequency and the other right side cut off. Because like usually that's what this album kind of is. This particular album I was trying to use this on. It's like, okay, there's two different guitars. One is left and one is right, or something like that. But so like the first couple seconds, whatever. I don't think this is. I don't know. I don't remember what chord 43 is offhand. Okay, 6, 5, 4. String 1, 2, 3. String 1 is string 6. String 2, string 5. String 3, string 4. I kind of have to write it that way. It's very confusing to read it out, but that's how a chord is, right? I only have two or three strings. And what string are those? 6, 5, and 4. 6. Oh, that looks wait, hold on. Fret 1, string 1 is open. That does look. Okay, this is frequency 43, and it's saying it's a chord. Okay, I can picture that. If you know this, string 5 open, string. Wait, why is it fret 3 and not fret 2? I'll regard this. I had trouble differentiating when to know it's a chord or a single note, because sometimes the chords and single notes can share kind of a similar frequency, at least in the way that I wrote frequency detection to be a range, give or take 510. That could get messy. Um, I can't give like a specific example because frequencies are all over the place. I think it goes from the single notes are like hundreds value on average, except for a couple, but hundreds value for single note frequency, ranging on that. It could go up to I don't know how often I go up to string 20 whatever. Because if you do, it could go up to frequency 1000. But like if you stick to uh, frequency 12, 15, I mean fret 12, 15 is like frequency 700. So anywhere from 80 to 700 frequency, unless you go way up higher and higher frets. And the chords, they vary as well, because the chords have a lot and less than 100 value. 70, 60, 50, 90, 40, 60. And a lot of them share the same frequency. They're the same note, just a different shape. I was kind of um, how you say, like caught off guard by how many repeating frequencies between chord shapes that I would never expect. It's like, what the heck are you telling me this is the same frequency as this completely different chord shape, but in the same fret? That's the thing. If you're in the same fret, it doesn't matter. You could have two chords in the same shape. I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, three different JSONs going on here. There's frequency mapping chords, frequency mapping single notes, transcription for real-time audio listening, trying to see what single note or chord is being played. Granted, I haven't tested this with my real guitar, but I tested it with Guitar Pro audio, and it was detecting it. All it is just frequency. You just listen, have a map, and say what frequency is what, and just figure it out. Now, with that said, today I want to move on to today's update. Today's update, it's quite fun because, I had numerous chords. I updated in my song creator here. Let me see if I could add that window, song creator, because I added something to that window. Song creator right here inside of the uh, Chord tab right here. New, because I didn't have a chance to, because if I did, this new is actually toggling. So these chords um, things, the Song Creator writes Guitar Pro songs, and these chord ones let you toggle which chord shapes you want or don't want to be added to that song that's generated. And while I was going through different Guitar Pro songs with that log saying, hey, this song, this frequency mapping is missing this um, chord, I was like, oh, really? And I added to do. I got to add it to my chord list for my song creator. So there's like 5, 6, 7, I lost count, different new shapes that I added 2 or 3 note chords. If you need more than 3 notes, then you're doing it wrong. I don't want to hear nothing about bar chords. But with that said, this new toggle is like 5, 6, 7 different chords. And I was like, wow, really? I forgot to add these? Some of them are like just 6th string, 5th string open. Like, really? I forgot to do that? And that makes me think, well, I gotta add some. There's a song by Thin Lizzy. I forget which one, but it's like it adds those 5th string, 4th string. I added that one. 5th string, 4th string open. It adds that as a like a open pluck just in between the other chords. So that's making me think like, oh, I gotta implement that in my song creator. This open pluck between other chords. But hey, we're only on SongCreator version 0.5U alpha, and that's probably a future feature down the line. Now I want to get into more of what I wrote today. Um, so I go to the pitch menu, and it says, welcome to the Guitar Trainer. Yeah, this menu is work in progress, but hey, yes, this mini game works last I checked, but I want to go to, I use this chord shapes. So what I do in the code is, when I added those new chords that were missing that the terminal told me, it's like, hey, these ones are missing. I added them in the chord, or I right now I hard coded the algorithm, so I only like pick up the guitar and play the first fret, and I pick the frequency I want to define for that, and that I hit this chord shapes button on the program, and that generates frets 1, because I generated fret 1 myself, so it generates 1 to I think it's 19 right now. I stopped it at 19. So like whatever the highest fret of the chord is stopping at 19 for this chord frequency generated. So I hit that button, and then the frequency chords JSON updates. This file just, so I manually define one, and the program defines the rest by some algorithm. There's no other way I could generate 23,000 lines worth so fast by myself. And then, okay, what I added new today is this tuner button. Let me just zoom in on this SongVisualizer just to get the point across, because I'm running big monitor. All right. So I added this tuner button, and that, I don't know if it's, okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, okay, it works. All right, so I could set it to E standard or E flat, and this setting will carry over to the note detection on the SongVisualizer, and it'll let me play whatever song I want and what tuning I set here. So I don't care what tuning the song is. If you care, if you're the type of person that cares between E standard and E flat, then hopefully this will help you realize both songs can be played back and forth. E standard could be played as E flat could be played as E standard. If you're telling me I'm wrong because I'm not adjusting the frets, then you're not the programmer here, I am. You got to make your own program. I'm not taking requests for that. So with that said, let's go to, right now I got to click it once, it's hard. Let's go to E flat, and this text will update, so it's very precise at the moment. So I'm plugging the guitar, I have it off screen here. I just don't feel like doing that on camera at the moment. It's way over here. But I'm plugging the E string. It says it's sharp. loosen the string. Actual is 313, expected is 312. But hey, that's off by 1, I'll take it. Let's go to the next. B string's in tune. 233, 233. But watch me if I hit this E flat button. Goes to E standard. And let's try again, B string. Now it's flat because it's expecting 233. Oh, sorry, it's expecting 247. Right now it's 233. So that's a difference of about 14. It's not much. Okay, let's go back to E flat. And let's check the G string. It's sharp because it's off by 1. It's okay. D is sharp by... actually, D is in tune. Then go to the A string. A is in tune. And go to the E string. And I can hear it buzzing. But it's in tune. Alright. But then when I go back, it actually saves that tuning for the note detection. And that's one thing. Hold on. I got too many windows on my obs here. Trying to move it back. It's too zoomed in now. Man. Can't even get it. What's the point of obs showing windows that are not displayed when I'm trying to click on the window that is displayed? Well, what I was trying to get at is maybe it's a good time to move over to... I'm not going to pick up the guitar and play it. So let me show the website right now. So the website, I did some updates to the note detection, and I wanted to share that because last time before, the notes would say hit miss, hit miss, hit miss, hit miss. And I just changed the logic to be like, all right, well, if you don't hit the note by the time the note is gone, then you missed it, rather than saying hit miss, because the problem was when you play the string, there's like a list of frequencies. And the previous logic I had, it would go through every frequency and it would say, yeah, this one's correct. That means it hit. Then the next one would be like, well, this one's wrong. That means it's a miss. And that didn't make sense because technically I hit it. Why would I tell it I missed? So I just changed it. Be like, all right, not prioritize it, but like make it more logical. So this this is just a quick example I played earlier of about, I don't know, 30 seconds of Blue Sky. And it says, okay, there's only 24 notes. I don't get why this says I hit 23 or total score is 24, but the accuracy is much better than it was last time, like 70%. Yeah, it makes sense. Longer streak is 6. If I hit 10, then it does a multiplier of the score. And the log of notes is much easier to read than it was in the last version. Each note is just hit or miss, and now it's more accurate. Like, I hit these 3 in a row, but I guess these snuck up on me. Or, I couldn't tell you what unless I played it again. But it just felt more accurate to, like, what I was playing. So, that's what I've been working on. I think I'll have more progress to share whenever. Next time I play. I'm sure there's a lot more to go over. But at the moment, I think that's about it that I kind of want to share. I think I got the point across of this project being like a lot of work in progress. And I think I'll just have to come back on the next update or the next session and stop it here for now. So, thanks.